What's up, y'all? This is When Life Talk. We back at it. We've been on a little break, little summer break. Take some time off to come back with bigger and better topics. Having great conversations. This is your girl Crystal, and of course, my bro Matt. You lost over there?
No, no, just it actually just kicked in on my watch. That's why I was looking a little crazy, y'all. But ab-
Oh,
absolutely, we are back, season two. Hey, like you say, we took that break. We had to refresh ourselves, refresh our mind, travel a little bit. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing we tell people: you have to travel,
mm-hmm.
you have to reset your mind.
There
Uh,
you go.
and most definitely, before we get into this show deep, uh, my partner in crime, she done been through a lot, y'all that may know and not know. She lost her nephew a little over 3 weeks ago. So this show will be dedicated to him. Uh, rest in power is no longer rest in peace to Lil Maisie. I've been knowing the family for quite some years now, so I feel like I'm part of the family. So that's why I'm gonna speak on it. Um, a auntie losing a nephew is like a mother losing a son, and vice versa. If an uncle had a niece, that's like his daughter. So uh, I've known her a long time. She displayed a lot of strength and courage during this entire process because we had just got back from Vegas, if I'm not mistaken,
Yeah,
a,
just got back
a
Vegas
day later.
a day later. Yeah.
So when you have to love and support, and to the family, to Kiba, we still with you. To all the family members, I know a lot of folks, when things happen, everyone's around for the moment. Then once everyone leaves and departs to their respective place, it gets quiet. But just continue to love on her, love on everyone. Hey, justice will be served, and and it's still, like I say, rest in power to Lil Maisie.
Yes, for Maisie, Maisie World, an awesome kid, all American athlete, basketball dominating the court, football dominating the field. Great kid, respectful kid. No one had a bad thing to say about him. Like the community showed so much love to my sister, his father, Big Maisie. Um, it was, oh my God, like I say, what he did for, and though his 18 years of life for the community, friends, family, it would never be duplicated. He was him. He wasn't nobody else. He was him. Energetic, wit, positive, all around a good person. And it took a coward 7 seconds to take him from us. And so, like you said, yeah, justice will be served. Come from a family that's going push the issue, gonna continue to push the issue, stay on whoever neck to get this laid to rest, so we can be in peace, knowing that his assailants is gonna be behind bars. So let's get into it. And I pray for the assailants family as well, because they taking a loss too. That their child is gonna be behind bars, because one thing we going for is a life sentence.
And,
And
and
because you won't see daylight.
and before you get too deep into it, you said something that resonated with me that a lot of families don't have the courage to say. You said you praying for the assailant's family as well, which I think a lot of times that get caught, that get lost in the way, for the simple fact that yes, we understand that it's just a tragedy. So what you just said was absolute a tragedy. Excuse me, was absolutely right.
Hmm.
Y'all lost a loved one, but in return, they also will lose a loved one for a period of time, if not a life sentence.
Hmm.
So the old cliche, it's a lose lose on both ends.
Yeah, most definitely. So tonight's topic is, how can we tackle gun violence in the community? We just wanted to start it off by, shedding a little light on my nephew's situation. But, we want to get into it because now that this happened to my family, Of course, before I was concerned, my godson, Detorian, he was taking gun violence a couple of years ago. The city I come from, Saginaw, Michigan, is taking hit after hit after hit after hit with babies leaving this world fast. They leaving us too fast. And so now that it has happened in my backyard, not only finna be saying praying for your family, my condolences to you. Now I'm in the mode of what can I do to help my community. Yes, I live in Atlanta, but it's nothing to fly back home. How can I be a part of that community? How can I be a part of that change? How can I myself and my family get out and march and help get laws changed, or just do stuff in the name of my nephew, just continue his legacy, because like I say, he is, even though he didn't make it to the NFL or the NBA, which that was his dream, and I damn sure know he was gonna be in one of them. We're gonna continue his legacy as if he was, there, and we're gonna continue to do for the community as we feel he would have. So yeah, let's get into this topic, because I mean it's like, what can we do? It's like when we were young, we had the resources. We had, if I'm gonna speak on my community, Saginaw, Michigan, we had the Houghton Pool where everybody could go swimming, no matter what side of town you was from.
Mhm.
We had the, oh, I'm gonna get up out the pool and we gonna go over here to the thing. They didn't open the gym where they giving out the sack lunches, the brown paper bag lunches. You can go get out the pool, go get your sandwich, your juice, your fruit. You know what I'm saying? They had those programs. They had Civitan. They had First Ward. They had all these different rec centers you can go to, and you know what I'm saying, where your kids had something to do. They had resources. They had the summer job programs. They had stuff for us to get into. Yes, we had killings, but it wasn't at this rapid pace.
And you say something that resonates for a lot of us, including myself and probably a lot of the listeners out there. You just basically touched on it was something for us to do. We, like you say, the community pool. I grew up in Opelika, Florida. We had the community. We had the pool. We had things to do. We had the park to go to. We had the summer programs. We had, like you say, the brown lunches, meals on wheel, whatever you want to call it, whatever it was in your area. And
Yeah,
and and the sad part, as what you just mentioned, is most of this was locally, state, and federally funded.
right.
So I say that to say it starts at the local politician. That's where it starts at. A lot of people want to say, well, no. It starts with your local elected officials that has to be the voice of their communities. From
Hmm.
there, they could push it to the state. From the state, push it to the federal levels. And I know it's like beating a dead horse. And like I say, we was coming back this season all refreshed and ready to go. But unfortunately, this event, but it just give us a great event, great topic to talk about. This tragedy has led us to talk about it because it resonated, it hit home. So, like you say, what more can we do? And I say anybody out there that has any kind of get up, I'm gonna use get up, I'm gonna use an old term, get up about themselves.
Right.
It starts at your local level, your community advocates, the locals. If you take care of local can push the state.
Hmm.
They can push the Fed. But we get so caught up in the narrative, it's not going to change. It's not going to do this. It's not going to do that. But you have to at least give an attempt.
Right.
If you give an attempt, change will happen.
Hmm.
It worked for us. And like I say, we talked about it a little bit yesterday. Most of us are in our mid 40s. We were products of our environments. A lot of us became successful. A lot of us outgrew the product, the stereotypes, and made something out of ourselves. But one thing, we have to be the ones to go back in our communities and, like you said, push for that change.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people run from it.
They do. They do. They scared. And then if we want to go a step further on the level of parenting, us as adults, policing our kids, like talk to your kids. You know what I'm saying? Don't be all up in their business. Like, don't be like, oh, I done had a bad day. So, you know what I'm saying? My child trying to talk to me and I'm telling him or her, no, get at me later. Or you're not talking to them in the manner of were you able to understand them. So it's like we pushing them or we allowing the streets to raise them. And I get it sometimes. We do have to find work-life balance, or we get stuck in a rut where it's like, well, I gotta work because these lights gotta stay on, these bills gotta be paid, but I ain't got time for my children. So it's like the streets are raising them. But I mean, we just gotta keep talking to these kids. I mean, be accountable for your child. If your child go out there and do something wrong, I'm not saying turn your child in because I don't know what I do in that situation. But in the same token, be in their ear. Like, you have to practice discipline over regret.
Mm-hmm.
Discipline over regret. Because my thing is, you're gonna have to tell them, look, what you did holds consequences. I'm your mama. I love you, but right is right and wrong is wrong. So now I need you to do what's in the best interest.
What what was the what was the what they used, the old folks used to tell us? What grandma used to say, spell the rod, spoil the child.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, hey, look,
Yeah,
I think some of us turned out just fine.
we did.
You
We
know
did.
what I'm saying? So hey, it worked. And I know, we know folks, oh no, oh no, don't do that. You rather do it at home than somebody outside of home do it for you.
Mm-hmm.
You read between them lines. Because if you go in the system, somebody gonna tell you what to do.
Yeah, they're gonna tell you. I used to be a CO when I came out the military. I used to be a CO. We're gonna tell you when to get up. When you get up, you gotta make up your bed. You're not allowed to get back in that bed until a certain period of time. We're gonna tell you when to go to lunch,
Mm-hmm.
when to go to dinner, when to go to the law library, when to go to church. You gonna get all those directions. You ain't gonna be free to walk to your mama refrigerator, your daddy refrigerator, your refrigerator for that matter. If you grown doing foolishness out here in the streets.
Mm-hmm.
So let's just go back. Even as us parents, okay, yeah, you may don't know everything, but educate yourself so you can educate your child. And now, I know you can't always put it on the parents too because you can tell your child, do this, do that. You can speak life into them. This is the right way to go. Don't go left, but go right. And they can still go and do what they want to do. But that same sense is repercussions when you go out here and do these bad, heinous crimes, whether it's stealing, killing. Y'all, people out here got guns, don't even know how to use them. They don't know nothing. They don't know how to break them down. They don't know how to clean them. That's why they be out here jamming. They don't know about breathing, aiming, trigger squeezing. They don't know nothing about that. But you out here quick to pull a gun. What about these?
That's
Nobody uses these no more.
that's null and void now.
Scared.
Hey,
When that
we
adrenaline rushing, that fight or flight kick in, what they doing? Shooting.
we all took a butt whipping back in the day. That's what I be trying to tell them. Look, man, put the pants up.
Yeah.
Hey, somebody get the best of you, go back the next day or the day after, and you try to get them.
Yeah.
But one thing about it, like you say, we fought, and then I'm gonna be honest, most of them fights, unless there was some pure just dislike there, later on y'all became best friends.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But you can't do that when you take somebody's life.
No, you can't. You most definitely can't. Love you too, cousin. He said, what up, brother? Blessings to the people who appreciate the knowledge. Most definitely. Yeah. So it's like, now what can we do? And I could take you back to when I was a child. My cousin father, my Uncle Pokey. He most definitely did. We did uh we used to be all kind of walking parades. Just say no to drugs, stop the violence, crack coalition. It was all that kind of stuff. And he was a youth pastor, so he was the one to kind of push that. So it's like, okay, Uncle, it took us to take a loss, but now we finna pick up this torch. Now we finna. I got the mayor information. She live around the corner from where I grew up at. So now I'm finna get in her email. I'm finna call her office. Cause what can we do to calm this down? How can we put more resources available? How can you put like you know how people have stash houses? Can we have a stash house that okay, people want to bring and turn in guns, but they want to be anonymous, and we can have them bring them there, and then we can dispose them to the police department. Like, what can we do to get all these guns off the street, or even a safe place for the teens to say, you know what, this guy don't like me. He's saying he wanna take my life. How can we sit them down with their parents and say, how can we figure this out? Because the reason why you kill them is probably something real simple and stupid.
And you just hit on another a gem. Intervention programs, and they could be really effective if used properly.
Mm-hmm.
And I think one thing, I know your hometown. Correct me if I'm wrong. I believe Draymond Green is from Saginaw. Darvin Ham is from Saginaw.
Yeah.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
uh, so I think those two.
The Mark Willie from Saginaw.
There you go. Yeah, those three individuals just named. I think they, if y'all somehow get in contact with them and let them know what y'all trying to do for the city. I'm pretty sure them some good brothers. You see a lot of philanthropist work they be doing. They may already be doing something. So don't miss anybody out there. Don't misquote saying they're not. But I'm just saying that's probably another avenue for Crystal and her family to reach out to. Homegrown talent from Saginaw.
Yeah, I also ran into a guy on TikTok today. I was just strolling through there and I see they did a whole parade in Saginaw. And I jumped in his inbox because I was like, okay, so I see you doing a parade, a gun violence parade, stop the violence parade. So how what I need to do to get in? Like, tell me a little bit more about what you're trying to do because we just took a loss and now I'm trying to be an advocate in some kind of way. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be able to speak to the young people and say, hey, it's a different route. You ain't got to do it. You want to pick up a gun and shoot? Go to the military. You can shoot all day.
All day,
Okay, you can shoot there. Go do that.
all day.
But you're doing exactly what they want us to do.
Hmm.
Kill each other. That's what they want. So let's show them that we can unite and come together and not have that. Because I mean, it's just literally too much going. It's just too much going on. When I left there, another baby life was taken. Not even 3 blocks from where my nephew life was taken. So it's like, oh my God, like when is it gonna stop? Even just, I don't know, just all over the world, it's problems. What about getting these kids into counseling? Some of these babies have mental or a traumatic experience in life because, oh, maybe they seen their mama get abused. Maybe they daddy went in their life. Maybe their mama was drug addicts and they have abandonment issues. Now all this stuff is built up anger, but that nobody's paying attention to. The school counselor can't control them, or they may be trying to, but the parents fighting against the school counselor.
And they and what you just said basically sums to sum it up. They don't know how to release that anger, so they lashing out. They doing stuff. And sometimes when I say we because it's all of us encompass.
Mm-hmm.
We let it fall on deaf ears.
Yep.
When they're lashing out, you got to say, hey, young fella, hey, young lady, come sit down and come talk to me. And when you have those conversations, key thing, don't be judgmental
Right.
because most of us have to realize we've been in their shoes,
Mm-hmm.
and we have to listen to them, understand them, and then let them know, hey, what y'all doing or attempting to do, we mastered this about 20, 30 years ago, and we was pretty darn good at it. So let us fast forward back to what's going on with you,
Mm-hmm.
and let's find another way. Let's find a different approach because the key to life is longevity and understanding, and you
Yep.
can't rush what you're doing. You cannot rush it. We know we done seen firsthand. You rush it, you become a crash test dummy.
Yeah.
You're gonna run into that wall, like you say. Your life is over. Over a split second,
Hmm.
you could have made another decision. And even in this situation with your nephew, had the other party made a split second decision, your nephew would be still here with y'all today.
Hmm. Still with us today. Demetrius, what's up, cuz? He said peer pressure is one of the main problems. Even when they leave counseling, they gotta face what's in front of them, the reality. They see what they homeboys them doing, and they feel like they gotta be a part of that. Yep, peer pressure in. Come on, man, come on with us. Ain't nothing gonna happen to you. We gonna protect you.
Great point.
You don't want to be down.
Peer pressure, pressure bust pipes. And
Yeah.
let me be honest. Let me put this out there. 80% of the stuff that y'all see out there, y'all young folks see on social media, it ain't reality. It's not. Now you could take it for what it's worth. Oh, y'all know, no, y'all. Then like you just said, peer pressure. I guarantee you, you ain't never been in a spot where you think you got friends or your homeboys or your homegirl. But when it's time to put that bond money up, how many friends you got?
No, they won't even accept your phone call when you call.
When your mama needs something, how many of your homies or your homegirls, they going to drop that package off, make sure your mama good.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm from the inner city. Done seen it multiple times.
Yeah.
Multiple. Not once, not twice, multiple. Oh, I'm a ride. I'm a ride. Okay.
Yeah.
It's time when it's really time to be that friend or that homegirl, that homeboy, they ghost, MIA.
Yeah.
Or when everything hit the fan, oh, they round once or twice, and all of a sudden they ride off into the sunset and forget about you.
Yeah. They will.
Nothing on your commissary.
Yeah.
But you were my homeboy when I was out here doing dumb stuff. Or you was
Right.
my girl when I was doing crazy stuff. But
Right.
now,
You was cheerleading me on with the pom poms like you was with it.
young folks, we understand you. We done been down them roads, y'all traveling. But understand, don't be a fool for no one.
Yeah. Gotta be a leader. I tell my girls all the time. They was coming up. Even my youngest not still in the home. You have to be a leader. You know how have to be your own person. You have to know how to walk away when somebody doing something that's not ethical. You got to know how to walk away. You got to know how to be yourself. You got to know how to stand up for yourself and be like, "No, that's not right. That's not cool. I'm walking away. Y'all can get in trouble by yourself." To me, say you only go hear about them twice a year on an IRP post or their birthday or freedom post. Exactly. That's it. Any other time they ain't show your name. Any other time they ain't repping you. Any other time they ain't calling your mama to make sure she good. That's just how it's just how it goes. So it's like now, what can we do? What can we do as a community? How can we gain the kids' trust, the teenagers' trust, the young adults' trust to say, look, been there, done that. How can we help you? How can we be a service? How can we deter you from doing something crazy? 7 seconds. It took 7 seconds to take a life. 7 seconds costing you 20, what, 20 to life?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Like how can we, how can we, gain people's kids' trust? Like y'all kids have to have an outlet. If they can't talk to their parents, it need to be somebody there. Big boys, what is Big Brothers Big Sister Club? I don't even know if they had that no more.
A lot of that was taken, and light as it may be, a lot of it was taken out of our communities.
Yeah. Like, do you have that best friend that you could say that you can confide in that's gonna keep you out of trouble? Cause well, weapons ain't making you tough. That you a coward.
And the old saying They just didn't make one gun when they made your gun.
Yeah. And then social, like you said, social media is social media is basically painting this image of what life is, and and isn't totally not that. And kids just following it. Oh, you got to be cool. You know, you sell drugs, you cool. Oh, you got a weapon, you tough. It's okay to take a ass whooping, but you live to see tomorrow. It's okay to walk away from a situation. Nah, man, you got it. I had a homegirl do it when I was in the military. Drunk at a club. We having a good time. Situation jumped out. She said, nah, you got it. Because guess what? She had a career to uphold. We can't be working for the government and fighting civilians as we call them back in the day. Nah, you got it. You got to know when to hold them and when to fold them.
Play that with George Strait said it best.
Yeah. But now that this then hit home for me, now I'm like, what can I do for my community? Like I said, it ain't enough for me to fly back home. Atlanta's the hub for me to go, and it ain't gonna cost me an arm, leg, and a foot. Ain't enough for me to go back. Now it's boots on the ground.
Oh
But
yeah.
I have to take my nephew life for it to be that, you know. But now my family in this situation, and you know, we gonna do our best to be advocates for other people. Reach out to other mothers who lost sons as well. But then again, you got to get these ignorant mothers too, because they want to be friends with their kids. I done been on Facebook and seen women's on there at their kids' school. Oh, they didn't fuck my baby. I'm finna fight them. Where they mama at? What? Is you serious? You condoning the bullshit? Hey, bro, better late than never.
Hmm.
Like you condoning this? Like you cool with it?
Yeah, we are we at the end of the day we are our own worst enemy, and it is and like you say, until we change that narrative.
Yeah. Demetri say maybe we need that family that's closer in age with them individuals that be in them same situations. Take them up under their wing and be that model for them. Somebody they can trust without judgmental and still love on them as family. Not saying it's gonna always, but it's a step most definitely. And still to this day, after Maisie has passed away, I have kept in contact with two of his friends, and I tell them, pass my number along, cause I'm here for you. What you feel like you can't tell your friend, what you feel like you can't tell your mama, your daddy, your neighbor, holla at me, cause we gonna figure out a better way to do it. We gonna figure out, you know what I'm saying? If it's just to hear you vent, I'm gonna listen. I ain't gonna turn a blind eye. No, we don't do it this way. Let's see how we can, you know what I'm saying, flip flop this situation.
And you spot on, because like I say, they need, in all communities, but we specifically talk about yours tonight. Uh, they need that sounding voice. Listen to what you're saying. They need to hear that, and they may have heard it, but they didn't understand what the message was. So I think, as the old folks say, let me put it like this. Let me stop trying to be too pretty and just say it how it's supposed to be said. As
Yeah.
them old folk would say, out of all bad, something good happened.
Mhm.
And I live by that. I believe by that. I stand on that. And understanding this tragedy is going to spark a movement in your city for y'all to carry the torch. And don't know the groundwork, don't know the foundation, but I think from what I've seen and seen on the videos, and seeing how the family and the neighborhood and the city came out for your nephew, it's gonna spark a change.
Yeah.
And I
Most
and
part.
I feel it's gonna. It's gonna be a youth movement because that's where it has to start. Some of them youth that's done reached out to y'all, they're gonna start a movement, and y'all can just take it to the finish line.
Oh yeah, the Blank Eye Boys, that's forever gonna continue to go. Whether it be the young men that take it on, because like I said, they are athletes. It wasn't a game. It wasn't no crazy. They all athletes. So they gonna take it somewhere. They gonna keep Maisie name alive, just as everybody else. What's up, Wiley? What my brother say? And when it seems like they not hearing you, don't give up. Keep talking because eventually they will get it. Yeah, I most definitely agree with that statement because people can pound stuff in your head. Even with me, growing up as a kid, it was a lot of stuff my grandma say. I was like, man, like one ear out the other, right? Like you ain't trying to hear it. But as you get older, you start to replay those fusses, those cussings, those lessons and teachings. You replay them. And now you find yourself instilling that same message they gave you into your kids. You know what I'm saying? Bro said, we give up on each other too easily, and that needs to stop. Most definitely. It's like, okay, oh, they want to be a hard head, so I'm done. I'm done talking. No. Take a breath, step back,
Hmm?
and keep coming up on it. Like I always say, if a person beating you, they care. Soon as a person get quiet, they didn't wash their hands. But we can no longer wash our hands. We got to keep going at them. We got to. Demetri says it's gonna definitely spark a change because Maisie ain't deserved it. He most definitely didn't deserve it. That's why for Maisie World is forever gonna continue. It's gonna continue. Like I say, I will be emailing Brenda, the mayor of Saginaw. I will be emailing her, calling her office because this week, tomorrow, matter of fact, because I want to know where does it start? Like what can we do
Hey,
in the city that can help others. And we're gonna go into listen to the kids. Like, what do y'all feel like y'all need? I would love to go to Saginaw. Well, Saginaw High, I don't know if it's open now. I know they was combining the schools, but Arthur Hill and some of these Heritage and some of these other schools. And I challenge people around the world, go into y'all high schools, go into y'all middle schools, and say, hey, what get the kids together in the gym like they do for pet rallies and anything else and say, what can we do as a community? What can we do as these adults standing here? What can we do to help y'all?
and understand everything you said. Hey, like you said, to those out there listening, you're gonna have to get dirty. It's some you're gonna have to put a little elbow grease in. You have to put, like say, boots on the ground. And it can't be one of those moments where you just show up today and you go on tomorrow. I mean, that's gonna be a common. That's gonna be common. You're gonna hear me say that a million times. The moment she say, "Hey, we got this going on," if Lord's will and I can go, I'll be in Saginaw right along with her. Because, like I say, we've seen it. We continue to see it, and then when it hits home, it just all it does is just bring it right into the forefront.
Yeah,
Like I can, we all can
yeah,
name a list of folks. You're like, dang, what I'm saying? Dang, they should still be here. Man, come on, man. Senseless.
senseless. Like school start in September in Michigan. I'm waiting on a young lady to give me a ring, and that's one of the things I will ask her on the first week of school. Do y'all have like a meeting in the gym? Whether y'all do the, even if we just go back and talk about my nephew, because you gotta have somebody to be there and say, man, this is an experience for y'all because y'all finna walk these halls and y'all probably used to seeing his crazy, funny, hilarious self, and y'all ain't gonna see him. So now, how can we help y'all? How can his family come and help y'all? What can we do in these communities? I'm a phone call away. You know what I'm saying? My brother, he right here in the city. He got y'all. What can he do to help the young men? What can my sister do to help the young ladies? Like, I'm dead serious. We finna be on that type. My cousin Demetri say, you right, bro. Long live Maze because in the long run, they go look back and appreciate them voices. I know it ain't work for me, but as I knew it was right. Yeah. Sometimes we got to bump our heads though. But once you bump your head, then you sit down a minute because sometimes God got to sit you down. And when he sits you down, You know, you got to listen to them. I know a couple of people that been to prison. They say, you know what? It was the most humbling time for me because I learned discipline. You know what I'm saying? I knew it wasn't a place I wanted to go back to. Why they say youngsters these days really don't think about consequences. All they worry about is not being a punk in their homies or friends' eyes. Yep.
We spoke on that. We touched on that, bro. Hey, hey, we touched on it. Hey,
Yeah.
you putting on for somebody who ain't gonna put on for you.
Right. They teasing you, but in the back of their head, they like, shit, I'm scared too. You know what I'm saying? Or I felt like I wasn't gonna win the fight either.
Hmm.
But that's when you gotta learn how to pick and choose the company you keep. Everybody ain't for you. Stay
You
away from them people that's troublemakers.
can
You know?
say that 1,000 times. And like I say, for y'all that's probably out there watching, like man, if you out there and you sucking it up and you storing it in your memory bank, you talking to two people that's talking to you that we didn't have the silver spoon. I tell anybody I grew up in the ghetto.
Okay?
So everything we saying, it resonated with us. Like I say, we all had them old folks, and it was like, man, it used to get repetitive. They over and over stand on you. But now, like Crystal say, as we adults in our mid 40s, it's like, man, what they were saying had a point.
Had a point.
Because we look back and say, well, dang, I remember my granddad told me that was gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
And it happened.
And they happy.
Stay away from these folk. Hey, that crowd over there, I know them your friend, but you
Yeah. Or if you feel like them your true friends, talk to your friends. Speak life into your friends. Show them that's another route. You know what I'm saying? Go to you at HBCU. Experience that college life. Go work you a job.
hey, it's so much, and I know we talk about it a lot outside of the show, just in the conversation that we have. Hey, look, it's okay not to be hard.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody want to be hey, just like you got black, you got white, you got hard, you got soft. Everybody's not meant to be hard.
Mm-mm.
Or you feel you got to poke your chest out. Somebody will deflate your chest.
Yeah.
So you got to understand, know your role, know your lane, and like you said, know you. Stay in your lane. Don't let nobody else drive your ship. You in control of your lane. If it's not for you, let it be. Those that's for the streets, that's what they for.
That's what they for.
Like everybody can't be a dope boy. Ain't nothing wrong with a 9 to 5.
Yeah.
It all has the same effect, has the same principles. I don't care which way you want to spin it, which way you want to look at it. Man, somebody is doing something that you're not doing, and that's perfectly fine. Run your own race. Your parallel is you, because at the end of the day, especially when you start having children, yeah, that could be a young age, that could be middle age. When you start having children or somebody else that you have to be responsible for, your mindset has to change. So while it's cool to do some dumb shit today, it may not be cool tomorrow.
Right.
So
Right.
we just saying, y'all, come on now. We can change the narrative. And notice all the conversation we've said, we not singling out nobody. We not putting nobody in no box. We not saying, hey, you over there. We saying we because we all are accountable.
All are accountable.
It's
Mm. Yeah. Been there, done that. And this we're gonna need the help of the parents too to come and collaborate. You know, and stand 10 toes down. It's gonna be a long term commitment right here.
mm-hmm.
Gotta do it. Man, I thank y'all for tuning in with us. Y'all could have been doing anything else on this good Wednesday. at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But y'all rocking it out with us as we discuss how can we tackle gun violence in our community. And of course, I had to represent my nephew today for Maisie, Maisie World. Most definitely, who life was taken too soon. I had to get on here and represent him and just talk about how we can, how man, this is an ongoing battle. We gotta step up as a community, as people, and jump in and do something. We got to do something like they advocating for when George Floyd and all the other ones, life was taken too soon by the hands of police. Let's come into force. Let's come into force. Let's let our community come and say, hey, I don't care if we got to go door to door, put flyers and say, hey, let's come together as a community. Let's do it. Let's do it. Like cousin say, Bill say, no better, no better, do better. Just need people that can reach people stepping in. Miss Tiffany said, hey, sorry I'm late. Better late than never. Demetrius, Maisie Way all day for Maisie. I'm gonna keep representing that. But yeah, like I said, we just here tonight talking about how can we be accountable for helping our communities in this sense. Like people are leaving this world at a rapid pace, so young. It's like not even the old is dying no more. Everybody I've seen looking at the funeral homes is young people.
Mm-hmm.
Young. Not even their life's not even beginning to start. They not leaving a legacy behind.
And young people, the old folks also used to tell us kids supposed to bury their parents.
Mm-hmm.
It don't supposed to be the other way around.
Mm-hmm.
Now we know life and sickness and things happen, in unexpected events, but stop, think, and appreciate your life.
Mm-hmm. And life of others. You gotta respect others' life and others' boundaries. I don't care what the situation is.
It's
Like, like what clicked in a person's mind to think that I can go and take somebody's life.
it's nothing that will cause you to do unjust do harm to others unless somebody is harming you.
Mm,
Now we all come from the creed, somebody if somebody bothering you, you gotta protect and defend yourself.
yeah,
Senseless, no basis killing is asinine.
yeah. It's crazy. I just like I say, we just got to come together, figure it out, and see how we can push forward in the community. How can we can march? Like I said, I seen a guy on TikTok today. I reached out to him. Um, I want to say his name was Antonio Brook. That's in Saginaw that just did a gun violence parade and been speaking out. And I want to say he was once a felon, but now free from that status. So it's like, okay, I once was here. Let me, you know what I'm saying? Let me get back to my community to change it. And even for the old heads that's still out there trying to hang with the young ones, like RT said yesterday. If y'all tuned in yesterday to the hip hop segment, my brother had RTRT on, RT Fredo. Look him up. My cousin just found out we was family. Artist, rap artist, made a song in memory of my nephew. But like they were saying, like you still have some of the old heads trying to hang with the young ones. No, you didn't live that life. You should be now telling them not to do it, not to make the same mistakes you made. Like go back into these prisons and speak to these young boys. Go into the jails, go into the juvenile systems and speak to these young boys, telling them to put these guns down. Finish school. If you don't want to finish school, go to work. Go to the military. But don't send your parents to the grave with a heartache because you ain't do right. Because you weren't listening. But if your parents can't educate you, now the community, we're gonna try to come together and educate you. Or that prison system gonna educate you. And what they gonna tell you? Don't drop the soap. I'm coming in. Oh. They gonna somebody gonna jump on you up in there. You're gonna learn the hard way. You're gonna wish you would have listened to the people who kept beating the knowledge into you. Miss Lyric say, gotta have more value for your life than somebody else's. Start talking to our communities about having better coping skills. You gotta have better cope. You gotta have a release. If you got that much anger in you, go do boxing. Cause what they say, go do boxing.
And some of my old head used to say, "You, it ain't that much anger in the world to take somebody's life."
No, gotta practice. Like I said earlier, discipline over regret. You got to. You got to practice discipline over regret. That's exactly what it is. You have to. And that's for anybody. Whether you're out there stealing, eventually you're going to get caught. Whether you out here murdering, whether you out here selling drugs, eventually your time is going to come. Fast money ain't good money. And guess what? Soon as you make it, guess what? It's gone. Because it's fast money. And leave out your hand. And then some people ain't got sense enough too. Okay, boom, I done made this money. Let me invest in me a business. Let me do this. And once I got on my feet with it, you know what I'm saying? My credit good. Oh, I'm out. I'm out the game. I ain't caught. I ain't, you know what I'm saying? I ain't this. But they don't have that mentality.
You dropping gems because see, they don't even understand most of these documentaries. That's the only that if you really want to know, most of them was at the highest and they had to come down to the lowest.
Mm-hmm.
Educate yourself on some of these documentaries you be seeing. No matter where you from.
That part. Miss
It'll
Lee
put
say, pulling that gun or owning that gun has all of a sudden became how you prove yourself or showing how much you cared about somebody who lost their life. We are a community at teaching the wrong things. Yeah. And then you got these high power people in office saying free real states where you could just openly carry your gun. You don't even need to go take a class or, do some kind of training in order to get a license to prove that you, or even do a psychological exam to say you even fit to carry a weapon.
and understand too. It's and because I don't want nobody to walk away from the show with the misconception. It's some responsible gun owners out there
Mm-hmm.
that know how to use a weapon properly, store it properly. All the whole shebang. I ain't got to give you a speech,
Yeah.
but I made a point yesterday on the show with Jay Jack. I said when he had the young fella on there, guns don't kill people. Stupid people with guns kill people.
Yeah.
Put that on your mind.
Miss Leary said only two options, jail or the grave. Stop teaching our community that there is value in going to one of those two places. There is not value.
I don't think there's nothing value about them. What I can
Should we
tell
go to jail or prison and be treated like a child? To go to the grave where your family gotta sit there and talk to grass, talk to dirt? That ain't a good feeling. That ain't a good feeling.
you, and I was thinking about something you said earlier. They took a lot of communities too. Like I say, it started with the local funding.
Yeah, local funding, they taking it away. It's like,
That Scare Straight program, I got a few homeboys. It worked for them. So
yeah,
it worked, and definitely not making light of the matter. But man, it's just when we sit and think about the things they did, because most of us, like I say, if you're in your mid 40s, you went through the drug epidemic in the United States.
mhm,
I don't care where you was at, unless you was in bung North Dakota or one of the, or North Montana somewhere. If you was anywhere from the west to the south to the north to the east to the Midwest, the 80s, you went through that drug pandemic in the United States. They came up with all kind of stuff to keep us in the inner cities out of trouble. So if it worked then, it could work now. But it has to start with your local politicians.
Has to.
Now don't be joined. Don't like I say. Oh, like I say, what we get. Oh, my vote don't count. Yes, it do. Yes, it do.
Daddy do.
If you don't believe, I'm gonna say them for another day. But if you don't believe, look at your Supreme Court. But y'all gotta understand. Like I say, man, we gonna reach out. We gonna make sure this they understand us. We gonna do a lot of advocacy.
Yeah.
A lot of folks, like I say, we gonna be what we need to be.
Yeah. This situation just opened my eyes more to what I already knew was going on in the community. Never would I have ever thought that it would hit home. But yeah, it just lit fire. It just lit fire up under me. So now I'm like, I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm gonna fight for these young men, these young women. Because then the reason why I add the women in is because these babies, you young boys out here going with the girls, and I'm assuming they pillow talking. So then, in that sense, we need to educate the girls to say, "No, boo, don't do that. It's another way. No, boo, finish school. No, you don't need to do that. Don't hang with that person." You know what I'm saying? Let them be strong enough to try to speak life into that young man as well, or vice versa. So, like Demetrius said, it's hard to decipher because you got people with gun permits that don't need gun permits either. A lot of people be having guns and be scary. 85% of the time, the person pulling the trigger be scary and be senseless. Yeah, that's most definitely true. They'll hold a weapon and they don't know when it's time to shoot or when it's not time. You know what I'm saying? So, what they say, you push a scary person in the corner, they come out fighting, right?
And same thing. Hey, and he just hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
Also, was taught if you pull it out, you better be ready to use it.
You better be ready to use it. But be ready to face the consequences that come behind it. Ms. Lick said the older generation is also not holding themselves accountable for the way the younger generation is. We are having passing knowledge as well as our own heartaches. Our younger generations are lost. Yeah, they lost, but that's when we step in and say, educate ourselves. If we as parents or we as adults that's around children like that, we have to educate ourselves. Pull up resources and say, okay, well, what do I need to know so I can go tell this person? You know what I'm saying? Tell my child, my daughter, my son. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, do. And then people try to be adults try to be kids' friends. No, I'm not finna smoke with my child. No, I'm not finna gang bang with my child. I'm not finna do none of that. But what I'm gonna do is speak life into my child and show them other ways. It ain't always got. Yeah, of course we want them to go to HBCU. We want them to go to any college for real and get that experience, get that life. But if that's not the path that God has set for them, you want to start a business? Come on, we're gonna sit down and research it. We're gonna put it together. Let me show you how to do that. Like, we gotta start not only speaking life to our kids, these babies, but also standing in the gap with them.
Yep. And like she said, this both sides of the spectrum. When they reach out to you and call you auntie, when them young ladies call you auntie or them young men call you auntie, they have a certain level of respect for you.
Mm-hmm.
They reaching out to you. Us males, them youngest that know me, hey, hey, OG, you when they doing that, you got to know how to articulate back to them because they're seeking something. They're seeking something within you that they probably, like you said earlier in the show, probably ain't getting from somewhere else. So have the common courtesy to at least sit down, listen to them, and give them some advice. Don't give them no jack leg. I almost said something else, but don't give them no jack leg advice.
Right.
Give them some real hard facts and give them some real hard understanding. And then and then if they have that puzzle look, because a lot of times they can have that puzzle look, break it down for them because we can break everything down to the nearest fraction. We've been in their shoes.
Yeah. We've
You
been there.
take anything from this show, we've been there. We've been that adolescent youth that thought we knew everything, that thought we was King Kong
Yeah.
and and Queen Kong.
All that. Been in the streets 2, 3, 4 in the morning. Doing stuff I ain't had no business doing. Not gonna say it on this thing, but we done been there. Been there, done that. So we know the consequences that come with it. Thank God I was able to be, you know what I'm saying, not be, captive or being reprimanded for it. Thank God for that. I got sense and got out of there. Bro, Drake Jack said streets have to change most of it. Codes always broken or changed nowadays. I remember when OG said, if you robbing, don't kill or don't hustle and gangbang, etc. Streets is rough, but when it's so many that don't have principles in those streets, it becomes the wild, wild west. Yeah, like they don't even have no sense or no knowledge to the fact that what's going on. They just like, we just wild out here free, making up our own rules. We don't care if it's women, children, parents. They just taking everybody out in their path. And
JJ,
they mouth so reckless though.
he just said a mouthful. I stand, and we all stand, and most of us stand on that. That's that from that right there era is principles. If you don't stand on principles, you'll fall for anything.
Yeah.
Anything. Like I say, stop setting yourselves up for these dummy missions. I, I promise you, look, J,
Yeah.
J Pay and core links is real.
Okay.
It
Well,
is it's real.
Miss Lick said stop ignoring to reach out, make time. A lot of us have done it. Stop how your past from the youth. Use it to help. Most definitely. I keep it real and uncut in this house.
Mm-hmm.
Down to intercourse. I'm keeping it real and uncut. Because I was a kid. I ain't really know. And or when somebody try to tell you like, I ain't doing it. Yes, you and be doing it. So yeah, start at the core of the base and let them know. Yeah, I did that. This is the consequences behind doing it. So now I need you to practice discipline. Now I need you to be a leader. Now I need you to know how to leave, places or don't put yourself in situations that's gonna cause you to be dead or in the grave or in jail. We used to have house parties back in the day. Now you can't get caught in no house party.
Ooh, you better not. That's sad.
My niece was shot. My nephew's sister was shot at a house party.
And we used to be 100, 200 deep up in there getting it.
Yes.
No
Without
issues. Everybody
no
going home.
issue. Now you can't. Cause they shooting them up and don't care who they hit.
Actually, used to leave them house party trying to see if you what they used to say. You gonna get your little nookie.
Right. No, now you leaving somewhere you gotta be ducking. Head gotta be on swivel. Man, so it just man. What Demetri say? A lot of times, the parent be too worried about being accepted by the kids as being cool or hip, so they roll with whatever the kids doing. They don't know how to put the foot down like our grandparents or the people that they raised them did. That's true. They too. Oh, my kid ain't gonna like me.
I tell mine all the time. I ain't your friend. I'm your dad.
Right. Even my grown kid child, I don't even allow cuss in front of me, and they don't.
My 21-year-old was
It's
tripping.
out.
Was tripping the other day. I mean, in a good way, he was tripping.
Yeah.
When I told, and I had to remind him of those principles. If they tell you to be here between 2 and 4, that don't mean you leaving home at 3:30.
Right.
You have a timeline.
Mm-hmm.
Understood what I was saying. He a senior in college.
Mm-hmm.
But I want him to understand the discipline and the principles that, hey, when you say you're gonna do something, you do it. You stand on it. You don't leave no room for interpretation. And I think Wiley hit a great point too. Hey, we got to go back to the principles.
We do. We do. And it started with us, you
It
know.
made it made us. It the same way we didn't want to listen to our elders, because like I say, they're all we was taught that's our elders. If they're older than you, that's your elders. The same way we didn't want to listen to them is the same thing that's happening now. And then at the same time, guess what? Like Christian, we done said on this show, we sat back now and be like, dang. Or we realized when we got older, what they were telling us was the gospel.
Mm-hmm.
Look, we're products. We listen.
Yeah. Miss Lyric said, "Oh God," but the difference, nobody is being a parent, like you said. So yeah, nobody. But it's like I said, I'm gonna be boots to the ground in my community and back home and see what I could do. Cause my sister, she's so shy. She not one to speak, but me and her, my brothers, my sisters,
So
our
y'all,
family, our support system, we are a voice for the voiceless. We her voice. And we're gonna continue to stand on, what's right.
to the family, like I said in the beginning of the show, I'm coming. Like
Mm.
Coach Prime say, when y'all call, look, Crystal mess around and throw that hat up. You got to smile. Hey, it's all about smiling. You got to laugh. We understand them tears gonna come.
Mhm.
Gonna be days when you don't want to be bothered. But understand there's life and there's death. And through it all, it's a journey. And we're gonna rock with y'all through the good and the bad time. You ever find yourself in a corner, you don't know who to turn to, you got a strong support system out here. So I just appreciate y'all. Like I say, I've known the family for 20 plus years. When I met this young lady, what I'm saying? So I know they'll do it for me. And
Most definitely.
others that are watching that'll do the same thing. And I echo volumes and I speak for them because they know I'm going to stand on it. Well, we say something, we going to do it. So your
Most.
legacy will live on. To anybody else out there that has lost a child to senseless gun violence, our prayers and our thoughts are with you as well. Don't ever give up. Keep fighting. Like I say, it's going to be a roller coaster. It's going to be a roller coaster. Birthdays, they still going to come. Those holidays still going to come. When you look and sit around that table and it's an empty chair. So, Kiba, if you out there, if you listening, hold your head high. Granny, anybody of the family, hold your head high. When you think of them, think of the good times.
Most definitely. Most definitely. So that concludes our show on today, man. I appreciate y'all for rocking with us. Like I said, it's gonna be boots on the ground in Saginaw, Michigan. Um, they took something that was so near and dear to us, didn't deserve it. One the street guy. So most definitely his family gonna be rocking until we get peace. To the gentlemen's, whomever you are, included, had something to do, premeditated, whatever the case is, we won't stop until all of you guys are behind those bars. So yeah, like I guess we could close it out like my nephew would say. What's the freakiest shit you ever did?
Hey,
Oh, Maisie world.
well, you told me about that boy. Hey, I was like, I like him. that's that's my type of guy.
He was going viral. So if y'all want to
Hey,
check out Yo Maisie on YouTube. What's the freakiest shit you ever did? And then watch him. He gonna say that ain't freaky. That's nasty. So firstborn nephew.
oh yeah, that's why I say like a son, like a
Mm,
son.
mm. We rocking with you, but I'm gonna get off here before I get emotional. But yeah, keep rocking with us every Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, while we had candid conversations with y'all. And we just keep doing it. keep talking about uncomfortable topics or topics y'all want to talk about. Let us know. Share this. Share it.
Hey,
Share it.
that's why it's called When Life Talk. We're gonna talk through the good, the bad, the ugly, the trials, the tribulations. Hey, anything within that spectrum or outside the spectrum, we're gonna talk about it because guess
Yep.
what? It's real. It's
It's
reality. And guess
yep.
what? This family is not the only family that's going through something right now.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're going through something, I tell everybody, whatever you believe in, whoever your maker is that you answer to, and however you feel spiritually,
Yeah.
you talk to that high power.
Most definitely. All right. Until next time, y'all. And we out.